Hey guys, so because of a bit of lack of time, I had my brother's graduation this week, so it was a bit difficult for me to do all pairs. But we will go through in this video every single pair instead of one of each because the upload time will take me a bit of time. So this week I'm putting everything into one. So reviewing this week, it followed quite my analysis, but instead of going to 101.500, it instead just, how to say, it pretty much just stayed. It went to 101.4, which is fine because that it doesn't matter. It's a good, area to get into. And I entered, and right now I'm in profits because it's going quite well. It went there. The nice rejection candle, and then there was a strong engulfing. On the MT4 was actually a bit different, so that was a bit why. But yeah, now we clearly we have broken bullish structure. We broke this support. We broke this support. And we just, didn't go there. So I'm waiting possibly to hit that. I want a lower high somewhere before we continue down. But in all honesty, it could just drop. What's going on? Can't take screenshots? Okay. So yeah, that looks quite good. I'm quite happy with that. This will be uploading tomorrow. So you guys keep that in mind. Now that we have that, obviously my target is 101.5 all the way at the bottom, and I'll explain why. I'll remove this first. I'll remove all my alerts. And we'll go on monthly. Wow, my internet's so slow today. Okay, so monthly, you can see that if we close under this area, it will be just amazing, honestly. Because that just shows how strong it is. 109.8, that we were at this area right here. See where the candles closed here and the candles closed above there. So that's 112.5. Okay. And then what's going on for real? And then we have this support, right? 106.2. So you can see here what's happening is we're still creating some kind of bearish flag, right? A bullish flag, sorry. So we connect this and this. You can see kind of, in a way, we did hit that part. If we adjust it like this, we hit it, right? But that's why trend lines are biased, I don't like trend lines too much. Okay, that's what we got for monthly. Trend lines are always biased. You just want to make them look good for yourself. Doesn't mean it's true or not. So you never base anything on trend lines, only confluence, that's it. Now on the weekly, you can kind of see the reason I was looking at 101.5 is because this area right here, you see, is a nice confluence to it. So we didn't hit it yet, but we came close to it. We hit 101.4, you see. I rounded up to 0.5, but you can see at 0.4. So now that I'm going to change this to 0.4 because that's where we got rejected at, you can see there is confluence, that it's close to the trend line. So clearly, this week, it looks like we're kind of engulfing that candle. So it looks like we can continue down, at least to this support right here, 106.2, and we have here 104.8. So actually, I would prefer 104.8 because that was our low, and we'll create a lower high like this. You see, we create lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower low, lower high. It usually just means we've got to test the lows, or we're going to go down. But if we do test the lows and have a close there, we clearly see that we broke that trend line. So we're most likely going to go down, right? Most likely. And with what's going on with Trump and shit, who knows? That guy's fucking crazy. Daily, you can already see as well. We adjust this to make it look better. 109.9 we can do. We have a support coming up. that we got bounced off from, actually, 109. And our next zone, obviously we have this one right here. It's going to be a nice zone of 107.8. Okay, we have 108.5, but I don't see it anymore. This is our more recent market structure. Before it was this at 108.5, but this is more recent, so this is what we're looking at. And yeah, that's our daily. And on the 4 hour, I'll open up my YouTube soon. So I can upload stuff later for us. So you can see right now, actually, we should adjust this to this because this is more recent, right? 109.2. Obviously, we have this support as well, you know, brief, but 109.2 is our support we want to break. And this is 108.8. And then after that, it's just empty space to 107.8. And yeah, I mean, that's what we have for now. There's a trend line that we'll be seeing, but we don't need to see it on the 4 hour. There's extra zones I'll plot. It will be here that I like more. 106.6. Yeah, 106.6, 106.8. Let's see. 106.6 looks good. Dude, yeah, okay, fuck's sake. It's getting quite annoyed at that. USDJPY H4. And visualization time, which is the most powerful thing. That's how I got that. It's pretty much, I think, right now we can kind of see maybe a head and shoulders will form. Who knows? We could just drop down. We could then go up. And then we could drop down. You know, here, and then here is retest. And then down. Respecting market structure. Kind of what I see. Or we could go up and say, okay, I don't want to respect it, so I'm going to go up. This is for ways to go up that possibly could happen and close above that kind of a lower high. And then we go back up to the highs, maybe create a double top and then test that. So that's one way. We could just go up, or we could go up and then down. So here is another. Go up and down. So just 3 different paths. You just want to visualize. Every week you want to visualize. If I didn't visualize and look at my TradingView analysis, I wouldn't have gotten anything. That's why the week before, when I didn't do my analysis properly because I was sick, I didn't take a trade because I was like, okay, look, I didn't really analyze it properly. I don't really know what's going to happen. So I'm not going to look to do anything. So this is just up and down. So I'm just going to change this color, because it gets a bit confusing. I have to start doing that. Do this, and this will be B. Okay. Do that as B, and then this one will be C. So that's kind of what I'm visualizing. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you always want to visualize to understand what could possibly happen. And trust me, guys, it makes all the difference to trading. Your trading will improve, and you will be patient. You're like, look, I don't see what I want, so I'm going to wait. Okay, that's UJ, what we have. Now let's go to gold. Okay, weird. Hello. Actually, this week I'm not doing EU. With EU, simply, all I want you guys to take into account. This is my EU. I'm going to remove everything. I want you guys just to keep in account this zone right here. That's it. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just keep in account that zone. With the EU stuff going on, I don't really know what's going on. We could do a head and shoulders, right? So I'm literally just gonna show you guys this. This is the only chart we need. I'm not even gonna do anything. But yeah, with EU, I'm skipping this week, so I'm not gonna look at it yet. With gold, it was nice. It's a ranging box. You see here, kind of had a ranging box, right? We had a fake breakout here, and we went back up, went back ranging. And what I notice is every time there's a fake out like this, it will always go the other way. I don't know why, but it always does. So we had a close. You see this candle right here closed above all these wicks and candles. I said I entered. I put my sell about here. I actually put it under the wick to be safe. And my first take profit was obviously here. So it's a 2-to-1. And yeah, so it's going well. Obviously, here's what I want next. We could possibly come back for a retest, or we could go down. You know, we could possibly go down because simply look here, right? It's possible. Very possible. Not saying it's impossible because this is the first time retesting this area. So you have to just be aware that it's possible for us to go down. So now we're visualizing, yeah. But let's see what the higher time frame tells us this week. Okay. I remove everything as I always do. Wow, my computer. Oh, I'm not connected to the power source. That's why. Oh, and I'm on. Okay, I put best performance on now. I upgraded actually. Oh, it's smooth. Yeah. Okay. It was battery saving before. So we got this. Actually, this is not even important because right now what we want to look at is this. We got that monthly going on. We got that 1270 that we could get to because monthly is not closed, but it's closing this week. Keep an account with that. And then we got the 121355. Okay, that's our UJ. Hey, that's our gold. Sorry, that's what I'm looking at. Doesn't say much. Doesn't say much. But let's see how this month closes. Because we could just drop, like I said. You see here? This area right here. Kind of an area we probably retested. 1310. That's where we were ranging last week. I'll put this here. 1350 instead. Because it's the most recent one. And then we have the double trend line that I see. But let me check this out. Oh, look at that. That's confluence right there. That could be confluence that we could go up, right? So if we break down, we have this area. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's confluence, nothing else, guys. It's literally just, it doesn't say much. A trend line just like that doesn't say much. We have this support that we have, so we'll have to see what happens. Doesn't mean anything right now, okay? This trend line doesn't mean shit. Right here means something. 1295, kind of closing around that area, okay? But when you have a drop like this, you see we kind of tend to go up. We drop and they tend to go up. Drop and tend to go up. And this is third touch if we decide to take into account. So that's usually very powerful based on trend lines. Third touch, and we usually bounce. So gold weekly could be a good indicator that we could go up. But we look at here, right? If we readjust this to this, that's quite interesting right now. Okay, that's quite interesting. Because right now we're at this zone. I'm going to leave this here because that's a 1310. 1310 is that really nice zone. So we have this minor zone, and we have created the support. And you can see we're ranging. Clearly, when this happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, you can see from last week, from 2 weeks ago, we ranged. And we have a 1285, which, you know, it just shows like it's in the middle of a range. So I'm not going to draw anything. Actually, I should because it's recent market structure, sorry. So 1290 we have. So we're at a critical zone. That will be interesting. I'm actually remove this for now. I want you guys to focus simply on this zone. If we close above here, we will continue to go up next. and we will have this zone to break right here. 2.2324. Let's see how it looks like for 2.4, 1.24. We can see candle closing above, candle close below, wick above, 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 below, wick. So that's a nice zone. At the moment, this is the key area. Okay, this will be quite interesting to see what happens. We could come back down and then we could go up, but at the same time, we broke support and this is our first retouch. So we could create that lower high that we have because we had lower high, lower low. Maybe we go up here to create a lower high. So actually 1310.9, 1311 would be a nice area. I can leave this here actually. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. And this one, I'm gonna readjust and change later because this is just like a minor zone we want to take into account. 1305, you see? If we do 1304, it'll be better. Yeah, 1304, close to candle close. So yeah, let's see how it plays out. We could go up and we could go down. There's reasons for both. I'm in a buy. I have my selling profits. I took profit in some, so I'm good. And now we just do we get one of these lines. Okay, we got this. So you can see something already. Over here, I readjust it to here, which is 1.295.5. That was the candle close. That's the reason why I went up. Well, why I took buys. This is my lower boundary. It's quite a bit aligned, actually. 1.287. So it's just, yeah, that's fine. These lines all make sense. Cut down the lines if you don't feel like it's too much. For me, I feel like these are all important for me, so I'm going to take into account every single one of these lines and see where price action forms. So right now, there's two things that can happen, in my opinion. Well, three. We could just go up. Right? I mean, obviously, we could just go up. Probably retest this area and back up here. Right? We could come down from this area and then we could go up, right? Or we could just go down because it's our retest of that area. Hit this, retest this, and then we can go down. Okay, so that's possible. I hope that makes sense. It's first we retesting on the daily, so that's why we see the down. On the 4 hour, we see a retest of possibly the ranging box that we had, and yeah. And on the weekly, we see like that could be a possible bounce, but we don't know, right? But that's why we visualize, guys. It's super, super important. I can't stress it. Oh my God, why does it always do that? I don't understand why it does that. Okay, whatever. Gold visualization. And that's what we have here. And that'll be it, guys. I mean, if there's any questions, you guys already know what to do, you know. And yeah, I mean, that's it. And if you guys want to know where I make my thumbnails, I went on Canva. I found a random one, and I just made it, you know, USDJPY. And I will do gold together, and at the same time, just, you know, reduce the size like to 56, make it fit. There we go. Now it fits. And then it's from 28th to the 1st. So this week is going to be interesting because this is where we get our close, right? So in the close is going to be important. Obviously, you always look at the close. You take into account every single thing in Forex. You have to take into account everything. It's super important. When you're trading, you want to read the news. You want to go on Bloomberg. And one thing I want to show you guys is Bloomberg. Bloomberg is great. This is how I get my news. Yeah, I look at this and all, but actually I don't even go on Bloomberg. What I do is I go to menu, I go to newsletters, right? And in newsletters, which is the best part, for me, what I do is I get an evening briefing about a briefing on biggest stories of the day. I get an America edition. So for me, it's when I finish work. I get at 5 p.m. my time, I get American edition. And in the morning, I get an Asian edition. And it goes straight to my email. I sign up. I get it for free. You don't have to subscribe. And it's great. It's like a little snapshot of everything, of what's going on. It's perfect, honestly. I highly recommend it. So that's it. EU, I'll go briefly over it, but in all honesty, it's just fucking insane right now. It's just dropping. So we can see that when I mentioned last time, because I'm not going to do lines, this is our support that we broke. We kind of retested it. We have this ranging box that we broke. We kind of retested with a wick, but we could just hit this and then go up, or we could just come back down, right? If we go past midway this ranging box, we will continue down, in my opinion. It always happens that way. I don't know why, but from my observation, that's what usually happens. We go on the weekly. You can clearly see this is our support area. We could possibly create a head and shoulders, come down, retest, and then down, right? Or we could just come here and say, look, we're not going to go down, all right? That's what could possibly happen. On the daily, you're looking and you're like, look, there's clearly just momentum. We're probably going to hit this area, you know, right here. So just keep that into account. And honestly, just stay out. There is no fucking meaning for you guys. I actually showed it here. I did 1.16, but I stopped at 1.18.5. I think it was this area right here. I stopped out. So like right here, when there's this thing, I just said, I'm going to take it out, you know, screw it. And I wish I took a short here as well, because this actually matched with a 200 EMA. It retested this area, but you know, you don't get everything. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. I'm going to upload this. Next, I'll upload all my screenshots tomorrow on the blog. And actually, I'm going to do it now.